Are you an emerging business leader? How would you like a full ride MBA scholarship? It's possible. The Ivy College of Business is offering a full scholarship for one standout student in the online MBA. This first Emerging Leader MBA Scholarship will be awarded to one qualified candidate who is ready to start classes in the fall of 2026. Apply by May 15th. The link is copied below. Reach your full potential with the Iowa State MBA.
The Business Record News Headlines is brought to you by the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University, where world-class faculty, staff, programs, and facilities come together to deliver business education for a rapidly changing world. At Ivy, students gain more than a degree, they gain real-world experience and the confidence to lead in any industry. Welcome to the Business Record Iowa News Headlines podcast presented by the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University and supported by Mediacom Business. This is your essential weekly briefing on local business news from across the state. I'm Business Record President Chris Conetzkey, here with co-host Business Record Editor Sarah Diehn. We're starting with our Business Record Roundup, reviewing the top 3 stories reported by the Business Record Newsroom that you might have missed over the past week. Sarah, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Chris. Bankers Trust CEO Don Coffin will retire this summer after 8 years in the bank's top leadership role. Coffin joined Bankers Trust as Chief Lending Officer in 2008 and was promoted to CEO in 2018. He's overseen a period of growth at the bank with a record year in 2025. Assets grew to $7.5 billion and net income increased to $81.3 million. Samantha Mosser, who was appointed president of the bank last year, will succeed Coffin in a planned succession on July 1. Mosser has told the Business Record one of her strengths is hiring talented people by building and maintaining relationships throughout the community.
Demolition of the former Yonkers store at Merle Hay Mall could begin late this summer as work begins to transform the area into a multi-use arena for hockey, indoor soccer, and concerts. The mall's owners first need to show IEDA before March 31st that funding is in place for the project. The deadline is a requirement of the project's revised application for Iowa Reinvestment Act dollars. The arena is one part of the mall's broader redevelopment, including a volleyball facility, new retail and restaurant space, and a hotel. Liz Holland, the leader of the group that owns the mall, said last week the goal is to create a destination as competition for residents, businesses, and investors increases between communities. The work is planned in phases with completion expected by fall of 2028.
A new Iowa Board of Regents report shows a record 89% of freshmen who entered Iowa's 3 public universities in fall 2024 returned for a second year of college, which is a strong indicator of students going on to graduate. The 1-year retention rate exceeds national averages for both public and private 4-year colleges and universities. The report also found the 4-year graduation rate from the 3 Regent universities was also at a record high of 61%. However, white students continue to graduate at higher rates than students of color, and the rate for female students is higher than for male students. Research has repeatedly shown that college graduation and retention rates help ensure a steady and productive talent pipeline for businesses. You can read all these stories in full and more news at businessrecord.com.
Next up is our statewide headlines with the news you need to know from across Iowa. We bring you the news each week with the help of our sponsors. So before we get to the news, let's hear from our sponsor, Mediacom Business.
Does your business internet just start glitching for no reason? Then you need to make the switch to Mediacom Business for fast, reliable business internet, made to keep your business connected and protected. Don't glitch, make the switch to Mediacom Business.
Here are this week's statewide headlines with the news you need to know from across the state. First up, the Iowa Capitol Dispatch reports that the Iowa House passed legislation last week that would establish a pilot program for certain community colleges to offer a small number of bachelor's degree programs. The House version of the bill adopted an amendment that added clarifying language stating that the programs can only be offered at the community college's central campus. According to a fiscal note, the bill would result in a one-time expense of $100,000 for curriculum updates, but the total financial impact will vary based on how many new programs are created. The amended legislation has been sent to the Iowa Senate for consideration.
The Corridor Business Journal reports Google has changed course on its plans to construct a data center in rural Lynn County and fund a regional water study after the county recently enacted an ordinance placing regulations on data center developments in unincorporated areas. Google will now pursue the project on land to be annexed into the city of Palo. County officials said without the $500,000 contribution Google had agreed to, the water study is on pause. The county's Board of Supervisors said the ordinance was developed in consultation with Google.
Waukee-based insurance brokerage Holmes Murphy is expanding into Fargo, North Dakota, as part of the company's strategy to extend its reach across the upper Midwest. The company is finalizing a physical site for the new location, which they say will add accessibility for clients and support the region's growing construction sector. Holmes Murphy has appointed former Marsh McLennan Agency's construction practice leader, Mark Julich, to lead its growth initiatives in the state. Julich brings more than 2 decades of experience in insurance and construction risk management.
The Corridor Business Journal reports Alliant Energy is pursuing a new site near Fairfax for a proposed natural gas-fired power plant, in part in response to power demand from nearby data center projects. An Alliant spokesperson said that the company has secured purchase options on a site northwest of Fairfax. The plant will be known as the Morgan Valley Energy Center. A previous proposal to build the plant in Fairfax was dropped following community pushback and safety concerns raised by the Eastern Iowa Airport.
The Des Moines Register reports Mitchellville's City Council held its first meeting nearly 2 months after 3 of 5 council members resigned, leaving the body without a quorum and unable to meet. A special election in February filled the vacant seats. The council's agenda dealt with spending, staffing, and public safety as the city faces leadership challenges, including the loss of its entire police force, the departure and arrest of its former police chief, and most recently, the firing of the city's longtime fire chief. Other key leadership roles remain vacant, and the city's finances are being audited by state officials. The Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University is proud to introduce the Emerging Leader MBA Scholarship, a full ride opportunity designed to develop Iowa's next generation of business leaders. Full ride, full potential. Learn more and apply online at the link in the show description. That's our show for today. Before we go, we have a few things for you to take with you through the rest of the week. One thing coming up in this Friday's Business Record, get to know the new Prairie Meadows CEO and how he plans to add more data and analytics to the casino. And of course, one fun thing to know, the Des Moines St. Patrick's Day Parade is set for noon next Tuesday, starting in the East Village. So make sure that you've got your parking situation figured out so you can get to work on time and out to lunch. The Friendly Sons of St. Patrick have hosted Des Moines Parade since 1979. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks to our sponsors, the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University and MediaCom Business. Each week, you can count on us for a dose of balanced news with the context you need. So if you enjoyed today's show, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday.